welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm very happy to have the time to make another cooking video for everyone. It's a great pastime, honestly. And with the weather getting cold, it's time to make some comfort food. And for me, my number one comfort dish is a Japanese one-pot hot pot dish called Sukiyaki. It consists of thinly sliced beef, tofu, noodles, mushrooms, and other vegetables, all simmered in a sweet soy sauce. Originally taught to me by my first cooking mentor, Diane Nasu. However, today I'm going to show you my version at home, and hopefully she approves. So, all right, let's make it. So the first step in making sukiyaki is making the sauce. And although I'm just going to make it to taste, I Googled a quick recipe for ratios in case anybody is interested in replicating this recipe. So for every 4 parts soy sauce, use 4 parts of mirin, or mirin if you say it like a Japanese person. 2 parts, this is supposed to be sake, but I couldn't find any. So it's a Chinese cooking wine, same thing, fermented rice alcohol drink, and 1 part brown sugar. You will have to bring this sauce to a boil, as both mirin and the rice wine contain alcohol. As soon as it gets to a boil, turn it off, taste it, re-season if you have to, and that's it. Alright, so we gathered all my favorite ingredients for sukiyaki. We'll go over them one by one, starting with, these are Japanese small leeks, or negi greens as they're called. Carrot that I'm going to cut artistically. Ginger and garlic. These aren't traditional ingredients, but I just like the flavor, so I'm going to slice them and add them in. This is chrysanthemum greens, and this is my favorite green of all time. It kind of has like a florally cilantro taste. I'm going to add a lot of that in. And then I love mushrooms, obviously, so got king oyster mushrooms, cremini mushrooms. And these are konnyaku noodles, as they're called. They're made from the starch of yams, and they have basically 0 calories, if not 0. They're made from, well, I looked it up, about 98% water, and a protein fiber that is indigestible by humans, so they literally have 0 calories. Also, you know they're going to be good for sukiyaki because on the package there's a picture of sukiyaki. Got my soft tofu. I would have picked silken, but they didn't have it, so soft it is. And then for the beef, I got this frozen sliced beef ribeye. Pretty good deal. And that's what I'm going to use today. So there, I've cut up all my ingredients and decorated a platter so it looks nice for this YouTube video. I've got my chrysanthemum greens and green onions nicely washed. Cut up my carrots, mushrooms in an artistic manner. Got my sweet potato noodles, or yam noodles, ginger and garlic sliced up, tofu, and then the broth. I want to say that the way I grew up eating this dish, as soon as you have the seasoning right, you want to add water until it becomes a broth that you can drink like a soup base. Because we're just going to be adding that and simmer everything in the liquid. Alright, so step 1 is just to add the beef one by one slice at a time. Well, it's 2, but we're trying to do 1. And we're just going to barely cook it. We just want to render out some of the fat, and then we're going to take it out. Alright, so I took the meat out of the pan, and it looks like this. It's barely cooked. We just wanted to add some beef flavor to the pan. And then when that's set, we'll add our garlic, ginger, and mushrooms to add flavor as well. Alright, things are starting to saute nicely. We're just going to add our sweetened soy broth, and then we're going to cook everything as we want to. You know, we're going to add the carrots first, then the noodles, the greens, and then the tofu. The greens and the tofu, we just want to heat up really, so it won't take that long. Alright, so I've added all my ingredients. I've reduced it down to a simmer, low boil. I'm going to add my beef back in and actually turn the heat off and just let it sit for about 5 minutes. After sitting for 5 minutes, probably looks something like this. This is my all-time favorite comfort food, sukiyaki. Alright, and that's it. Got my bowl of sukiyaki. Looks delicious, honestly. My bowl of rice. And my grandparents always ate this with a raw egg. I know it's not going to appeal to everyone, but we're going to give it a try today. So dip the meat in the egg and eat it on rice, so we'll give that a try. It adds like an extra layer of richness. It tastes pretty good, honestly. And 0-calorie noodles. How can you say no? This really is my #1 favorite comfort food of all time. Especially good in the winter when it's steaming hot. And yeah, thank you for watching. See everybody in the next video.
Like and subscribe to Soup Ninja.